Andrews here. Sunshine. Have you ever witnessed a European comeback like that? Talk to me, brother.
You're gonna be so upset but so happy at the same time. You does he put your shirt on, bro? No, I don't want Yikes. Listen, Terry, I've never lied to you. I never lie again. At 4-2, I turned off the game, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing it no more. I'm done. I then sit backstage listening to you go on about the game, and I'm thinking, wait, what penalty? Wait, what? Casemiro, what assist? Huh? I'm sitting there. I'm going, wait there. Did we win? And then I only just look at the bottom of the tab and see 5-4 United. I thought, shit the bed. We haven't, have we?
You didn't know we won?
I didn't see it. So I messaged KJ saying, have we just won? So I just watched the goals back, bro. So I went from being pissed. Yeah. So gassed. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's a shame because I've got to shoot, but just real quick, some talking points and you probably delve into them later. Shout out to the viewers as well. Make sure you like and all that stuff for Terry, man. Yeah, listen, I'll start with the negatives. Garnacho, been saying it before, you got to be clinical. If you win that, you get the third goal. I think all the pressure comes off even if we concede. I think he planted the seed of doubt because he didn't do his job. And as you know, Manchester United, as ever, pile on that doubt and we grow a beautiful set of weeds out of that seed. And that's what happened for me. And I'm just not a big fan of him. I genuinely think he needs to have the number 49 shirt back. I genuinely think that. I think he needs to hold the bench or get sold. And I think he needs to restart his development years again whilst he's still got a chance, because Man United fan, you need to hang your head in shame. You're giving this guy a football chance 24/7, and it's just hyping him up to a player that he's not. He's never going to be Ronaldo. He needs to find his own groove, his own lane, and just work on that for me. I thought Lenny Yoro did quite well. Sorry, obviously, we can't have a debate. Because I thought he did quite well. In comparison to Maguire, yes, he scored, but why is Maguire ducking? I'm seeing Lenny Yoro, 18 years old, do Phil Jones stuff on the floor, putting his head in front of a football, but then Harry Maguire's instinct is to duck. Even if it's a deflection, it goes in, fair play. But you don't give a clear goal-scoring opportunity. You don't do that. I would rather 50% chance of not scoring or getting rid of the ball than 100% chance giving the ball to another team. It makes no sense to me. If that's his instincts, that tells you his whole career. That tells you about everything that's gone into his career for that to be his instinct to duck. I'm sorry, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'll be honest, the ball that came in, if I'm right to remember, it wasn't even like on a mad angle. So if it does hit him from 4 or 5 yards, it's probably going straight back out the same way it came in. There's a higher percentage. So I'm sorry, Maguire, idiot. Other than that, 5-4 to go through, that's one of the nights I've missed. In my whole United career, supporting this team since 7 years old, I've never, ever switched off a game until it's been done like 3-1, 4-1, last minute. Like the Newcastle thing, we're never coming back. For this to happen, I can't lie, I'm pissed, but we've gone through to the next round. So listen, you boys have a wicked stream.
Bro, I'm not even going to lie to you very quickly. When I knew it was going to be a penalty to us, when I saw the replay, it was obviously a kick on the foot. I went to the bathroom and I muted the TV and I went, I'm not even going to look. I'm just going to let the rest of extra time play out. And then I went to leave my office and I shit myself and came back and I just caught I nearly did what you did and I couldn't bring myself to do it. Only because of what my dad used to say to me, you might miss history. And I'll give you an example of that. Like the Plymouth-Liverpool game. A lot of people go, oh, what's the point of watching that? And my dad, my nan used to say it too. If you don't watch those games, you might miss out on history. But I hear you, bro. I know you've got to shoot. Thanks for jumping on, mate, and having your say.
Thank you as ever. See you in a bit,
top
bro.
Man, thank you.
Enjoy.
KJ, speak to me, my G.
Oh my days. I don't know how to feel. No, I know how to feel. I'm flipping gassed. But at the same time, I'm like, how did we get ourselves in this situation? But look, what the hell have we just done? Just these are the moments in football where, you know what? As much as we will dissect how we got there, the mentality of the club, and all these negative things that we will go through, the fact that we were 4-2 down with 7 minutes to go and we win 5-4, you just gotta smile. Like, just, you know, fans, just for one night, please be happy,
100%.
smile, cheer, just take it in, because we don't know when we're gonna get moments like this ever again. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we win all of our games 7-0 in the future. But at 4-2, I was done. I was watching my game with my wife. Granted, she rarely watches my United games, and this is the game that she decides to pick to watch with me. But at 4-2, I was like, babe, I'm done. I'm done with the season. I'm gonna go tell Terry that I'm no longer coming on match reactions. You can dock my pay if you need to. I can't do it no more. I ain't doing this. Bottling against 10 men in the Europa League at home after being 2-1 up, 2-0 up. I was ready to quit. Then the Bruno pen goes in. I thought he was gonna miss. Bruno's penalty today is one of those moments where, because everything's going so wrong, that would also go wrong. That's how I felt. I felt like, yo, listen, he's our best penalty taker. He's got big balls and he normally doesn't miss. But today's the day he misses. And when I say that was the most perfect penalty you could ever take, right in that bottom corner, the keeper didn't get it. The keeper didn't get it. They couldn't get it. And then from there, I was like, you know what? Even though, yes, Staffy, my brother, even though we've done this, I don't know if I believe. I was stressed. But when the ball gets to my flipping son in the box, men around him, he don't care. My flipping child, Kobe Mainu, is ice cold, flipping thick kind of brother, chops it and curls it in. I was ready to fight. I was ready. And then Big Mags at the back stick. People were cussing Amorim for putting Maguire up front against Nottingham Forest. Maguire had 2 chances to draw that game for us, and he failed. He did it again today. You know, the headlines would have been like, Amorim, he failed, so desperate to put Maguire up top, still couldn't win. Big Mags with his fat slab head at the back stick. Are you flipping mad? Listen, United fans, be happy for one night. Please. We will dissect how bad the game was in terms of balling it from 70th minute to the 130th.
You know what, KJ?
We'll dissect all of that. But, guys, when is this going to happen again? It's not.
KJ. Fuck this team, man.
They're trying to kill us.
What this team just did to me today, I didn't think I was capable of. I thought I was going to faint when Maguire scored. I generally did. Like, bro, if you want to watch gold, I didn't even timestamp my goals. That's how I just lost it. I forgot to sit on my chair. I genuinely thought I was about to faint, bro. I yelled so much that I forgot to breathe. That is how much I celebrated that goal. But fuck this team for putting us through this. Because why couldn't we just win a basic 3-0 today? Come on the match reaction. Oh, so let's talk about tactics. Well, let's talk about... No, we can't do that. We got to talk about... By the way, I think this is the craziest comeback I've ever seen in my life. In my lifetime, at least. Because I'm saying this and people are like, oh, no, 99. I wasn't old enough to remember that. In my lifetime, I don't think I've seen anything crazier than this. If this game, by the way, was in a Champions League, imagine this was Arsenal or Real Madrid. Forget it was United. Imagine this context in yesterday's game, and Madrid win it, and they complete the remontada. It would be the craziest thing we've ever seen. This game will get downplayed because it is in the Europa League, but the context of the game, for us to be up 2-0, miss all these chances, go down 4-2. By the way, Lacazette that scored that penalty in the 110th minute. There was 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. We got that Casemiro penalty with 6 minutes left on the clock. Did anyone in their craziest of minds thought when Casemiro scored that, surely we can't do a comeback here, right? Did anyone think we're going to come back? Because I was like, bro,
I already checked. I was
we was hoping, but
I kept saying it doesn't matter. I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's the Maguire one that I didn't believe. When Mainu scored, I knew we were going to score again from there, but I didn't think we'd score the Mainu one. When he made it 4-4, I was like, yeah, we're winning this one. We're not winning in penalties. We're going to score one right now. You just know that the momentum was so much. Bro, imagine being a Lyon player and on the receiving end of all this. There's no way you could not be shook. Like, bro, I don't care how much balls you have. You were definitely shook at that moment. You have 75,000 fans screaming. You're witnessing some of the craziest shit right now on the pitch. You're down one man, and these are coming at you, swarming your box. And just out of nowhere, Maguire just comes out of nowhere. That was prime Chris Paul to DeAndre Jordan or Blake Griffin lob. He just lobbed that shit to him, and I was like, bro, Slab had just dunked that shit. I just want to see a dunk, bro. And he dunked it with 2 seconds left on the clock. That's what I see, bro. I've never seen anything like this, bro. I'm not here to talk about football. I'm not here to talk about tactics. I'm not here to talk about substitutions. I'm not here to talk about anything. I just can't believe what I watched. I'm gonna go after this. I'm gonna take a very good nap because I can't believe I got so exhausted watching that game. I'm gonna take a really good nap, and I'm gonna wake up tonight. I'm gonna watch this game on replay. I'm gonna watch the highlights, and I'm gonna relive every moment. Because imagine you were watching that game with a crowd. Imagine watching it with your friends. It's some of the greatest things. This is why we watch the sport, by the way, and this is why the sport is the best sport on earth.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And I think as well. Look, there are things to break. I did it in the opening monologue. Broke down and criticized. And straight facts tomorrow. Myself, Staffy, Don, and Lawless. 3 p.m. UK time. We'll break it down in more detail. But this is where me and KJ had this conversation earlier on today. I was on my way to the gym. I said, you know what's annoying me about social media? And I have to put myself into the category of being part of that, right? Because we've helped create it. Is this world where if something doesn't lead to winning a trophy, you shouldn't celebrate it. You can't show the passion for your football club. We threw away a very comfortable and very good performance to be losing 4-2 on the night. And you can criticize that, but the comeback from it was brilliant. And sometimes I think we have to realize, and just think back to when you were a kid and you started watching football. Think back to football before social media existed. Nobody ever said you can't celebrate that. The amount of times under Fergie, Man United didn't have a great game but won it late. No one in the world ever said, yeah, you shouldn't celebrate that because you didn't really put the performance in. Nights like tonight, you savor, you party. I'm having a couple of drinks, and I'm very fortunate with my job because I own the business. I can have a drink at work. I'm a very lucky man. Enjoy it. Tomorrow, have an inquest. Tomorrow, do an autopsy by and large, but celebrate it and love it. That's what you got to do. By the way, Ches has been giving me shit in the group chat. I have asked if he wants to come on and discuss Chelsea's performance tonight.
Remember, don't you dare lose, Terry? Isn't that what he said? Don't you dare lose this one?
He said, don't you dare. The only sad thing is I thought I was going to see a lot of old faces tonight and friends, people I love and like, but none of them are here now. None of them, they've all done a Burton and moved on.
Nah, fuck Chaz. I love Chaz.
Cam, you've been here. I am going to come to you soon, Andrew, and we will talk about Chelsea. No Spurs fans tonight either. I thought we'd have Spurs fans on because they had a really fucking good game. But Cam, talk to me, brother, about that comeback, about that just the ecstasy.
The feeling like in the chat, I was so close, but the reason I didn't turn it off because the rest of the guys would know earlier this season I did that on one of our comebacks. I left the house. I went away. Meek said, go take your big dog for a walk. It's fine. And I blamed him forever for missing a big comeback. I forget who it was against. Today I was sitting working. I'm like, you know what? I could probably get some more work done. I'm freelance right now. I don't have to I don't want to do this. I was like, I'm gonna keep it on. Even after the penalty score, I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, sick. We got a penalty. It doesn't matter. That's what he kept saying. It doesn't matter. And then Manu scored. And then you're like, wait a second. The elation. I won't lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So I don't know if you've ever been in a fight, like you kind of black out in moments. I blacked out for the Maguire goal, and I blacked out for the mate. Like I really just I kind of came to when they were celebrating. I was like, no way it happened. Like Stefan tried to call me, and I hung up on her. I'm like, I can't talk to you right now. Just man, like I personally have not seen. Again, in 99, I was like 12 years old. Like I was too young to really remember. This is like etched into my brain. This is the craziest. This is the only sport. Like I watch a lot of sports, as you know. It's the only sport that can really fuck up my mood. And like I was ready to go into the weekend being like, this is a long weekend for us. I'm like, I got an extra week. I got an extra day to be upset. I don't even get to like take my mind off of it. Like I get to be upset tomorrow is what I was thinking. So the fact that we came back and pulled this off, Lord, there were so many people that were ready to come for Amram. Lots of people already said, that's it. I'm done with this dude. And when he put in Manu at the striker, everybody's like, what's he doing? And I'm sitting there being like, yo, everybody's been asking for experimentation. They've been asking for, try something different. And what he did there, in my opinion, it's like, we knew Rasmus just wasn't scoring. So what do? You got to put somebody on who you think might score a goal. Like if you're looking at Rasmus out there, I get it. Sometimes he gets frustrated or whatnot, but you could just tell he wasn't scoring today. So for him to have the balls and be like, I'm going to put on just the best players I can, drop Dugarte, drop anybody who has a semblance of like, dropped all, in my opinion, he went for it. He went for it. Whether it was the right moves or not, Shaw sucked. We understand that. He was terrible to bring on. I have to assume Maz is hurt. I don't know, but I have to assume that's why.
Apparently had a family emergency.
Oh, so really? That's even bigger. If you like have to leave you're like, I got to go deal with family stuff, then that's it. Like people were like, oh, coming to Emmer and saying, why do you make that change? Now you find something out like that. You're like, he was forced to. So he was forced to put in the duty he probably didn't want to put in. And then he had to figure it out. He really did have to figure it out. We are unfortunately, like when it was 10 men, when it went down to 10 men, I was sitting there thinking like, yeah, but we're carrying Rasmus, we're carrying Eriksson, we're carrying Maguire, like we're carrying guys who technically aren't doing much for us. Maguire ducking at that shot, thank God he scored that winner, because ducking at a header is insane to me. Like I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody. I've seen people do this. I've never seen a man straight up go whoop, like in your box. It was for me the most bewildering thing I've ever seen. Lenny Yoro, take a bow. That kid, I think, has the brightest future for us if we can just keep him. Because I think now I'm so skeptical about keeping players too at this stage. But if we can keep this kid, I think he's got a huge runway to be a special player for us. I thought he was good all game. And another thing, this is the thing that kind of pisses me off with everybody who's hammering him out right now. It's like people were ready to tear him apart. How do you blame a manager for your two defenders colliding like they were in slapstick comedy and falling over and flailing and allowing?
His substitutions was just very late. Like this is not coming from someone who's hammering him out. I was baffled that he didn't make subs when we were clearly dropping off in the game. But that's why I said this is for like a different. I'm not even trying.
I get that. I'm just saying for me,
his substitution were late. Like if I'm being honest.
At the end of the day, for me, it's like
you saw how great Manu is. Manu finishes that game for us. Like you've seen like how brilliant this kid can be. I think the energy levels that Mount bring, like to bring it on with 3 minutes left, that's honestly inexcusable. I think that could have been lost another day.
The thing is, you have to kind of protect Manu at this stage. He's kind of, I don't want to say he's injury prone, but he has shown the propensity.
He hasn't been 100%. I know
he hasn't been 100%. So you bring him on early and he goes down, and now you're just like,
I think with Manu, I think there's going to be something, and I don't know. I always don't want the club to talk about it because I worry that people might target him. Well, I think that we all said this, that Ten Hag run that fucker into the ground far too much in terms of not just playing him a lot as an 18-year-old, the way we set up our midfields and how much ground they had to cover. And I just think we're trying to be careful with him. He's done the same amount when bringing him back and sure, but he did look fantastic when he came on today.
Let's go buy him.
And no, it's true. And listen, by the way, Cherky today was another player that I look at and just think we need players like that. The one thing we lack today is that technical floor to hold on to the ball more. That's nothing to do with the system. That's players that have the ability to do it. And Manu is just one of our only individuals that's pressure resistant in that way. He really, really is.